Okay, so welcome everyone. So today we're going to learn about what are DLLs and what is the use of it, right? So I'll just open my Google over here and I'll just search what are DLLs. Okay, so let me explain. So DLL it is called as dynamic link, or we can say dynamic link library, right? So whenever we write a particular code, okay, so example we can take, if we write a code of hello world, a simple code, right? But sometimes there are some libraries extensions which have been needed to import into the particular file. So for example, when we write the hello world code, right, in C basically, so we use the statement called as printf. So that printf statement has been implemented from stdio.h header file. Okay, so that a particular header files, but in DLLs what we can do is that we can like minimize the code of the particular code, and we can import the DLL during the runtime of the program. So I'll just show you all how we can do. Okay, so I'll just try to open my VMware. Oh yeah, I'll just open my Windows 10 machine. It's getting load up. So my main aim in this video is that how we can try to basically know what is DLL, and we'll do some experiment today related to DLL. So basically we'll try to inject the DLL into a process, or even just I'll just try to read a process, write a process, open a process. So basically this will be a very interesting video today. So the topic is not well as that I'm going to explain the whole DLL stuff, but yeah, we're going to focus more on DLL and how we can just try to open the process, read the particular offsets from that process, and then how we can just try to manipulate that process. Okay, and then we can also going to hack some mini games. Okay, not a big one like CS:GO, Valorant, and also basic game hacking. Okay, so I'll just open this. So I'll just log into my PC. So the reason why I'm using the VMware workstation is that so that I should not infect my host machine while doing some process hijacking and all. Okay, so I'm just to be on the safer side, I'm using VMware workstation. For you all can use it on your host PC and all, so not so recommended. Okay, so I'll just we can so see, so now there are two options for you all. If you all want, you all can use any kind of code editor, but I will prefer to use code blocks or VS Code, right? For the following this I'm going to use sorry, VS Code. Okay, so I'll just try to open this. um, it is 2022 version, a bit old one, because I've already created dump of this project whenever I try to create a new virtual machine, right? So it is a very good thing which you should also take care. And this application over here I'm having this one. Let me just show you. So this particular application I'm going to crack. So this is basically a snake game. Okay, a simple snake game which is developed by one guy on just from the internet. I just pick up from the GitHub. So we're going to hack that game, and we're going to change the score of the game. So I've created many projects. So yeah, so what we can do is that I'll just create a new project, and then sorry, my PC is very slow. Wait, I'll just turn off my some of the processes over here. because it is creating some interference. So yeah, we can click on exit. Yeah, I hope it works fine. So right, so so what you're going to do is that you can just click on empty C++ project Windows and just click on next, and then just you can just say process exp means process experiments. Okay, so we'll learn about DLLs also. If you have not installed GCC on the Windows, I'll recommend you all to install that also. I'll talk about that in later video. Okay, so this will open my project solution file, and then so this is my basically the solution explorer over here, and this is my oops, not now, this is my the window. So now there are basically many folders, so we're going to click on source files, add new, and then we can just click on new item, and then we can just click on main.cpp. okay, so that is the next what we can do is that this will load it. So now we need to include some header files, right, for process injection or process many techniques, right, read, write, many other operations, and we'll come to DLL also. I'll assume that you all know C programming. Okay, so first thing first, so we need to include some of the libraries like stdio.h, then include iostream stream, and then the main part is to include the windows.h. okay, because that is the main core part. Now we'll declare the main function, right, so basic execution of the code starts from the main function, right. Okay, so now our snippet is has been done over here. So now the next thing which we need to do is that so every time we open a particular process, right, so there is a PID assigned to it. So now what is PID? So PID is basically a process ID which is been given to a particular process when it gets executed into the memory. So whenever kernel gives some memory space, or there is some calling as paging and all. Okay, so whenever the process is been executed, so there is a PID value. Okay, so assume I'll just try to open this game. Okay, this tiny snake game. I'll just open this. It's very slow because my PC is getting very lag. Okay, so this is coded by DOSX developer, so credits to him. So sorry for my voice because it's detecting as a malicious, but see, so now we can see this is basically a simple snake game, right. So now the score is 0, so we're going to hack the particular process and we can increase the score whatever you want, yeah, without manipulating the source code of the particular game. It got exit, sorry. Now what we can do is that now the snake game has been executed, so there was a PID assigned to it, so now it got like escape, sorry for that. Now I'll just open my task manager over here, and then I can show you. So when I click on details, okay, so really sorry for this, let me close my avast. There is something, okay, let it be, I'll close it afterwards. So yeah, so over here we can see the processes for the name of the process, the PID, so we're going to talk about it, status, and then blah blah blah, everything. Okay, over here, so basically this is the data of each process running in the memory. So let's take the example of this power. Oops, we can take the example of the Avast only. So Avast is an antivirus software, right. So this application is running under the PID of 85 to it. So this is a particular PID assigned to the process. So now this PID plays a very important role. So when we want to open a particular process or read from a particular process, this PID plays a major role. So by passing the argument in the open process functions and all, we need to pass this as a argument, a PID argument, right? So I'll just try to close this, and then I'll just open this. So now first thing first, we need to take the input as a PID. So we can just say or we can just declare it as int PID. Okay, now we need to take that in input, right? So we can just say like cout, or we can just do std printf, and then we can say enter PID, or we can say enter target PID. Okay, this is the thing, and then we can just put semicolon, and then we can just do scanf, and we take it as a %d as it is integer argument, sorry, the integer value, right? And then I pass and store that address of PID. Okay, so this is the way. Now the next thing, after taking PID, now we need to open the process handler to that particular PID. So now what we can do is that we can just create one more handle. So I'll just open my this, and I'll show you what a handle, what a process and all. So I'll just say open process. So now this is a function in Windows. Okay, so it is a Windows API type and all. So open process function. Sorry for the background noise, it is coming from my laptop as it is running very fast, very low specs. Okay, before that I'll just try to, until it get loads, I'll just try to open this and just tell you. So before declaring this, we should declare one more module. So we need to declare a handler for that. So whenever we open a process, it will going to return a particular handler to it. So we say that handle, oops, sorry, we say it as handle, and then we can say target handle. Okay, so this one. So now we can just say target handle, we can just say target handle is equal to, now we can pass the argument open process, sorry, not argument, now we're going to call the particular function open process, and then it takes, as we can see, it takes 3 arguments. So first one is dword. So now dword dw desire access. So now whenever you open a process, we need to specify the desire access. So what type of access you want to get on the particular process? Is it read, write, or we can say some execution policies, or all access, right? So that should be the first argument. Second argument, it takes as a boolean, so we'll not look it at now, we can just pass a false keyword. And the third argument, it takes the process ID. Okay, dword. So dword is like 4 bytes, right? So I've declared as a integer over here, PID. Now we can just pass the target handler as the first part, right? So now we can just pass it. Okay, open process. So now we need all access, right? So we can say process all access, or we can say process underscore all access, and second argument I told you to as a false, false. Third argument is your PID. So when I give a call to this particular function, it will going to return a target handle. So if the process exists, it will going to give me the handle of that particular process. If not, it will so we can make it further to throw a particular error, or we can just try to handle it, right? So I'll say if not, sorry, if not tar get handler, we can just say std printf. We can just say sorry, target PID not found. Okay, and then like this, and then we can just say tata bye bye exit. Now if that was not the case, so then we can proceed further, right? Then now what we can do is that now we have got the target handler to it. So now we have the target handler to that particular process. So now what we can do is that, so now we can just try to read the memory, okay, write into the memory. But before reading and writing into the memory, we need to get the base address. So now what is the base address? So whenever a process get executes into the particular memory, assume I've opened that particular snake game, right? So there is some memory has been allocated to that. So now there are many parts in the particular memory, like stack, heap, then dot, text section, and there are many other. In Linux it is different, in Windows it is different. So Windows, so in Windows there is called as p header and all. So we'll talk about it in some other videos. But now now I was talking about what are the base address. So whenever the process get started execution from a particular code, right, from the main, so for that base, so that particular starting point of the address is called as a base address. Okay, so now what I can do is that, so the base address I can just define it as like integer, or I can just declare it first, base addr. So for that there is a particular of function call, right? So I can just say base address is equal to get module module handler exa, and then we can pass the as a null. So now was it this beta? Let me just cross confirm get module handler. Okay, so over here I'll just show you. So you can see there it is a get module handle a function from this particular header file. Okay, so this retrieves a module handler for a specific module. The module must have been loaded by the calling process, okay, to avoid the race condition. So basically for this we need to first of all open the process, so which we have done already over here, and then we should call this particular function with null argument, which is an optional argument. Okay, it will going to return you an h module, so basically the base address of that particular process. So I'll just get module handle a handle. Okay, so we can just do this. I guess it will going to return some particular h module instance, right? So I can just create h module base addr. Okay, so there are two definitions, right? So I'll just remove this, sorry, and then so now we have got this. Okay, so now what I can do is that I can just print it out, std printf, and then I can just say base address of the process is this, and then we can just print the %p with 0x as denote as an address value, right? So 0x hex value, and then we can just say the base addr and semicolon, and then we can just try to say and then we can say return 0. Okay, so now what I can do is that now I can just compile it. Fingers crossed, no errors, I guess. Let us see. Build started. Oh, there were errors, so I'll just click no and go to errors. So return value ignored, scan F, person value PID. What return value ignored? Line 10, right? So std.h. Wait, okay. Use scanf underscore s. Is it that or this? Or else what we can do is that instead of this we can use cin and we can use PID. Okay, no big deal. std cin return value ignore scanf. Fine. Again we'll just see take scanf one more time. So now this time the build is successful. Okay, so now this is going to get execute, and now it will just going to print it saying that enter the target PID. So now I'll just try to open my task manager. Okay, just open this and I'll just click on details, and then you can just pick any one of the process which is a stable one. Okay, now I will just take which one should I take? So we sourced unit, so I'll just take this last one, WSC proxy. So it is 1708. So I can just say 1708. So, and it says target process not found. Oops, might be it is running under some other different user. So we'll take other PID. We'll take Avast UI. So 10432. 10432. So we can see we have found the process. The page address of the process is this. So if you all want to know is it actually a page address, because the ending of the particular address is in 0, so the least significant bits are everything is 0, so we can state that this is the particular page address. So now coming to a game hacking part, so I'll just try to open my snake game. Okay, so I'll just open it with my PowerShell, and then I can just go to my sorry for that, admin, and then I click on downloads, and then sorry, desktop, right? Desktop. Okay, sorry, not this. Okay, and then I can just tiny snake game.exe, and it is getting executed over here. Oh, seriously, I don't want this to show you up. So now when I open the task manager, you should manifest a tiny snake. So this one is it. So now we are having the process running into the memory, right, and with the particular PID. So now what I can do is that we'll try to sorry, just connect my charger. How can we close this? I don't want. guys, what I'll do is that I'll just try to remove this only. Just creating an issue for us. Bro, avast, yeah, please remove this, please. Yes, remove this. Uninstall, really hate it. Okay, so coming to game hacking. Okay, so I'll just try to run this again. Let's see if it tries to detect. Mostly it will not. Oops. I can just run the tiny snake. What? So now I'm having this game over here. Okay. So now we can just play it with the ASDF button, I guess. Yeah. So we can play with this. So yeah. So if I come to hit this particular ball, so my score increases to +10, right? So now we're going to hack this game and just take the score value to the max level. Okay, in task manager also we can see over here we are having the tiny snake game. How many pages are running, man? Shit. Task. We can just click on end task. Okay, the process, and then we can just try to load this. So now to see whether if we can do it, now I'll just come to my process, and then so for that we have got the base address, right? So now what we can do is that now we need to read some data from the particular address, right? So now we should go to the memory of that snake game and change the score value to the max. For that there is one application called as cheat engine. So now you will be knowing that yes, the cheat engine is a most widely used tool in the game hacking field. In cheat engine we can try to manipulate the memory addresses, pointers, and reference them to the other particular memory addresses, right? So what I will wanna do is that I'll just try to read the process, right? So there is a particular model for it, read process memory. So this is the documentation from the Microsoft. Now so this will going to return a bool value which is true or false, but now there are some arguments which we do need to specify. First one is the process handler, which is a target process handler, right? So that is the first argument. Second one is LPC, white LPC base address. So we need to specify the base address which we got by passing this get module handle array. Third one is the buffer size which we want to write, and fourth one is the size amount. So LP word buffer is the data which we want to write on the particular offset. I'll explain you right what the offset is. And the fifth one is the size value. So the size will be how many bytes I want to write on that particular address. And the sixth argument, 1 2 3 4 5, yeah, and the sixth argument is not so direct, so we can pass 1 or 0. Okay, so we'll just call this. So before that we'll going to confirm the base address which we found should match with the cheat engine. So I'll just open my cheat engine over here, and then I'll open my game. Desktop, and then tiny snake. I don't know why it is behaving too weird for me now. Too weird, too weird. Sorry, task manager. Users. Sorry, details, tiny game, and task and process. So what I'll do I'll just try to double click this game over here and try to open this. So when I double click, the game gets started, right? So now I can just click on this icon button, so this will open the process, and then we can see the tiny snake game. Click on open, and then it is now already been opened into the memory. So now what I need to do is that, so I need to get the base address on. So I can just click on memory view, and this is the address. So these are the addresses over here, and this is the memory. So how many bytes at what value are there. So we can see over here protect read only, but actually we can perform the write allocation also. So allocation of the base address is this, and some base addresses are given over here. So now I'll just try to run my code of that and enter the PID of this. So the PID of this is 13132 13132. So run in local debugger 13132, right? Yeah. So I'll just say 13132, and then we can see the base address is this. So this is some big value from the process. So after mapping it into the memory, it will going to give me some other different value addresses, right? So now what we can do is that, so now I need to find the particular offset of that game, right? Of this particular score. So what I can do is that I can just click over here on the value type, and then just click it on I guess string, and then I can just click it on 0, or we can say SCORE, and then we can see the score is at this particular address. So I'll just click it on drag. So now you can see the address of this. So this score text value is stored into the memory at the certain location where the base address plus offset of this particular score. So I'll just try to copy the address, so we can just say copy it. Before doing this wonderful magic, I'll just try to change the value of the score to hacked. Okay, so I can just click it on change value to the selected address. So I'll just say hacked by, or we can just say hacked, and then when I click OK, so we can see over here it has been displayed the string value called as hacked. Okay, so the same thing we're going to do it using the C code. Okay, so we'll do this in some further next video, so that will be a very interesting one. And today I'm like really hectic of this antivirus and other systems which is creating issue for that. So let's see in the next video. Till then, keep watching and please subscribe to it. Thanks.